So in this one, it's telling me that I should factor, but I can really do whatever I want. So if you look, it's negative 3x squared plus 9x. So I can do my little box. Negative 3x, 3 times 3x. Make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. So what's the same? 3x, 3x. Whoosh. I'm left with negative x plus 3. So now I'm going to rewrite this as 3x, negative x plus 3 equals 0. It's honestly easier for me to see it this way, so I just switch them. So I know x equals 0, and 3 minus 3 is 0, so x equals 3. Another way I could have done this, honestly, what I would have done, because I don't like when my x squared is negative, I would have divided by negative 1 and rewritten it like this. And then I could have seen, which some of you can in your head, there's my 0, there's my 3. Let's do the next one. The next one, of course, I want to solve by factoring. They both have a 5, so I know I can take out a 5. 5xx, negative 25, 5, 5, whoosh. X squared minus 25. So I go 5x squared minus 25 equals 0. And by the way, you'll have more room on your test. I know I can keep going because there's a squared. So I can do square root, square root. So that means it's 5x minus 5, x plus 5. I can't set 5 equal to 0, so that's done. This one is x equals 5, and this is the opposite, negative 5. Okay? Let's do the next one. This is actually cubed, so I have to know that I'm going to be taking out an x because this whole chapter is about squared. So I make a box again. I'll make a bigger one. I'm not sure why I did that, but that's okay. Since I know I'm going 4, I wouldn't pick 6 and 6. 4, 4, 4, x, x, x. Now some of you might just want to do this in your head. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm left with x squared minus 6x plus 9. So I have 4x, x squared minus 6x plus 9. As soon as I see a squared, I know I can keep going. Two numbers that multiply to get 9 and add to 6 are 3 and 3, which means it's the exact same answer. So if I set this equal to 0, I get 0. And don't square that, because it just means x minus 3 times x minus 3. Which means the answers you get are exactly the same. There's 3 here and there's 3 here. So the other answer is x equals 3. And I actually have 2 answers. Okay, let's do the next one. The next one, I could, it looks like it says negative 24. I could technically, or maybe it said positive, I'm not sure. Let's just make it negative so it works. But I feel like it's already set up for completing the square, so I'm going to set it up that way. Okay, then I'm going to do my little box down here to complete my square. Half of 10 is 5. X, 5, x, 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So now I'm going to take this and this. I'm going to add 25, add 25, take this and move it up. So that's going to be x plus 5 squared equals negative 24 plus 25 is 1. Square root, square root. X plus 5 equals plus or minus 1. Subtract 5. So I have negative 5 plus 1, which is negative 4. And I have negative 5 minus 1, which is negative, which is negative 6. I want to show you I could have solved this one by factoring. So if I would have gotten x squared plus 10x equals negative 24, move the 24 over. Oops. Sorry. Two numbers that multiply to get 24 and add to 10 are 6 and 4. Set that equal to 0, negative 6, negative 4. And if you look, that's what I got when I completed the square. All right. Next one is set up in vertex form. So subtract 8. Divide by 3. now that it's set up all pretty for me, square root, do my little tree. I'm going to tree it over here. 24, 6, 4, 2, 2, double, 3, 2, not a double. So 2 rad 6 plus or minus equals x minus 5. Add 5 to both sides. And there's my answer. Okay? Now, you want to know about an opportunity for bonus. I lied. I'm going to give you bonus. So here's how it's going to go. All the other ones have definable answers, and this one doesn't. So if you have a situation where you end up with a square root, I'm going to give you bonus. Here's how. You're going to go 5 plus 2 square root of 6. And you're going to give me a decimal answer rounded to the nearest hundredth. I will not give you the bonus unless you give it to me rounded to the nearest hundredth. So I think of money. Let me zoom that in. So this is like $9.89, but there's an 8. So that means instead of $9.89, it's $9.90. So you have to go 9.90 since I said round to the nearest hundredth. Then the other answer is 5 minus 2 rad 6. And that looks like 10 cents. And there's a 1 afterwards, so it stays 10 cents. X equals 0.10. So you'll get bonus if you can do both of those and round to the nearest hundredth. So let me give you another example of rounding to the nearest hundredth. I have 32.483. It's like $32.48. The 3 means stay, so it stays. If this was an 8, the 48 cents would go to 49 cents. That's rounding to the nearest hundredth. Okay. The last one in here, it's kind of crazy town over here, but it looks like a quadratic formula. So A equals 4, B equals -3, C equals -1. Negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C, all divided by 2 times A. Now some of you go, but it's a -3. Well, when you square a negative, it always turns positive. So I didn't worry about it. So then I get this, which is the square root of 9 plus 16. Oh, I guess I could have factored it. Square root of 25, which is 5. 2 negatives make a positive. 3 plus or minus 5 over 8. And then 3 plus 5 is 8 over 8 is 1. 3 minus 5 is -2 over 8 is -1/4. So I could have factored this because I got a whole number. I could have gone 4x and x, 1 and 1. This is a 1. This is a 4. It needs to be negative so I can get the 3. So that's negative and that's positive. Okay? I want to go over something. If you end up getting, let's say you did a quadratic formula, end up with 3 plus or minus the square root of 23 over 7. If you end up with an answer like that, you're going to get an opportunity for bonus. And what you're going to do is this. You're going to go control divide. Oops. Control divide, and that turns it to a fraction. And you're going to go 3 plus the square root of 23 over 7, enter. And it would be $1.11. The 3 means stay. That's one answer. Then you're going to go up, up, enter. And the other answer is going to be 3 minus 23 over 7. And it's -25 cents, but the 6 means it's going up to 26 cents. So -26 hundredths. If that happens, you will get bonus for that. Now, if you end up with an answer that had an I, that's it, and you're done. Because it's imaginary. You can't quantify it in a real space. Okay. Name 3 quadratic functions that have a negative behavior. So y equals -x plus 3 squared minus 7. Negative y equals -x squared. Let's go 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. That's good enough. And then the positive behavior means just do the same thing. We kind of went over this a little bit. Just be aware that I'm messing with you probably. And so if you have one where it starts with x to the 4th power, that's not quadratic. So just be careful.